Hi everyone, I got contacted again by the company Fuumuui regarding their brushes. A year ago I shared with you their travel watercolor brushes, which I really liked, and so I agreed to review this new set of brushes, which this time are for acrylic. So it comes in a nice carrying case. You can tie it up and then unroll it. And as you can see, there's a lot of brushes. There are 24 brushes and a palette knife. What I like about this case is the flap that is there to protect the bristles. I've never seen that before, and I quite like it. And it's plastified, so if your bristles are still wet or if there's still some paint, then it does not ruin the fabric that the flap is made out of. So that's very, very well done, and it's the same in the back of the brushes here. So as you can see, there's really a nice variety of sizes and shapes. Some places, and it's kind of hard to store some of the brushes, but this looks like it might be a little folded, but usually by getting it wet with some soap and letting it dry with the soap on, it usually put it back in shape. So there's a couple of them like that. So the fans are really soft, but they are pretty firm. So I don't know if they would be good for watercolor, but they are supposed to be for acrylic. Yeah, they're nice and firm. I like that. Actually, I think they would work well with gouache as well. So there are a lot of flats. It just shows the size on them, not the shapes, but the shape is kind of self-explanatory. I like the angle ones. Some have longer bristles than others. Some bright and flats, and then you have two very big ones here. This 4 and 6, but let's measure them. This looks like a 2 inches, and this is probably a 1 inch or 1.5 inch. So yeah, they really bounce back. So they're all stiff because they have that little glue on them. I'm gonna remove the glue from them. It's not good to just do it with your finger like that. You can damage the bristles. So the best way to do it is to dip it in water and then let the glue dissolve, and then you'll be able to bend the bristles like for this one, for instance. This is really soft. There are, of course, synthetic brushes, not natural hair. And once I've cleaned up all the bristles, I'm gonna paint something with them and let you know what I think of them. So I have my cup of water ready to go, and all I'm doing is basically dipping my brushes in the water, rubbing the bristles gently, and I don't know if you can see in the water, but it looks like something's getting in the water, so I believe it's the glue that's coming off the bristles. It usually doesn't take very long for all the glue to come off and for the brushes to be ready to use. So I cleaned up all my brushes, Then I rinsed off my cup of water, put some clean water in it, and got my acrylic gouache ready. I thought that it would be a good compromise instead of using acrylic, which I don't enjoy that much. Well, let's just say it's not my favorite medium. Instead of using acrylic, I decided to use acrylic gouache, which I really, really like. And on the natural canvas panel, I drew a rooster. I put my ceramic palette, which is just a ceramic tile that I get at the hardware store, on a damp sponge in that little plastic box, which is a stay wet palette, so that my paint can stay fresh longer. And if I need to take a break, I can just close the lid and the paint is not going to dry, and it can last quite a few days like that too. You can do that with any paint, with acrylic, with gouache. And I started applying the paint on the canvas with the Fuumuui brush, a small one, and it was great. I like that they are firm. It works well with this medium. If it was too soft, then I wouldn't be able to add too many details. The flats are awesome because throughout the whole painting, I was able to draw details with them rather than using a round one, the tip of a round one. I could use the corner of a flat one because it stayed in shape. It was not floppy. So I really appreciated that. Also, the liner that I used, same, because it's nice and firm, it really allowed me to easily create details. So because I didn't have very much time, I decided to do a smaller painting, and I was a bit restrained with the choice of brushes because it was all small areas, all small details. But if you paint a little bit bigger, you can use that whole variety of shapes, which I was not able to use. That said, there was enough brushes and they were versatile enough because they were firm that I was able to use a brush that was fine with what I needed it for. So it didn't really bother me that much because the firmness of the brushes allowed me to use pretty much any shape that was available. Even if I didn't use a flat as a flat all the time, I would use it, like I mentioned earlier. I would use the edges to create lines or small little details. So I think it's a pretty nice set. Of course, I was not able to use all the different brushes for one painting. Nobody ever does. But if I, decide to paint a bigger painting, then I will have the option to use the bigger brushes, which is great. So if you are interested in trying this set, tomorrow on September 5th, Fuumuui is starting a promotion and you can have the set at a pretty good price. And I will leave the link in the description box if you want to go check it out. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope you like this video. I really enjoyed using those brushes to paint this rooster. If you like this little guy, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to support this channel and you're feeling very generous, you can always click on the thanks button right next to the share button below this video. Have a wonderful day everyone. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye bye.